Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the series Strats again, and we are returning to Let's Play of War in the West. We are in early September 1944 here, and I've advanced time a little bit in between episodes, so I did do the German turn off camera here, because really we didn't expect that much. They did try to break out from their various encirclements, as you can see down here, but nothing really else than that. So, I think it's a great time to look at the setup over here. So I've actually counted the number of German divisions, and they've got about 50 divisions in total. They are getting about 2 divisions every turn, roundabout. Sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. Most of them are Volksgrenadier divisions, which I learned, thanks to your comments, are actually not that bad. They are actually professional soldiers, but they are slightly smaller than normal divisions. So still, we should take them. We should take them seriously, really. So that being said, they are getting about 2 divisions per turn. Now that does mean if we are encircling more than 2 divisions per turn, I think we are doing great, and that is basically going to be our goal. It is September. I do expect. I mean, you can see there's rain starting, and the weather table will probably show us that. Let's actually look at the dominating weather table here. Yeah, you can see that in the temperate, humid region, we're expecting a lot of rain to start by mid-September, and certainly by the end of November, there's a chance that there's going to be snow. So, if we do want to make it to Berlin before Christmas, I do think we need to attrition the German forces a lot more. We're doing fine though, so yeah, as we said, they did try to break out over there, not so successfully, but we have encircled a couple of divisions last time around. Still, we'll need to continue doing that. Nevertheless, let's look at what we've got over here. We've got the Panzerlehr Division, which should be in here. Yeah, the Panzerlehr Division, the entire division, 45 Panthers. That is going to be a huge gain if we can attack these guys. And then we've got, in particular, these guys over here. Look at that, 45 King Tigers here, in what I guess is the 10th SS Division here. So I think these guys do really, I mean, King Tigers, 45 of them, that's quite a lot. We've got a full division over here too. Wait a minute, you're 12th? And you're 10th, okay, fine. And a lot of Panthers here, not that many tanks, but still I think it's going to be great to basically get rid of all of them. And that is really, I mean, this is 2 full SS tank divisions even, so I think that's great. 2 more infantry divisions at least over here. Well, I mean, they are Volksgrenadier, but still, it's going to be nice to take these guys out. That being said, I think we are seeing the first instances where the Germans really are struggling to man their line. Look at that. They have a gap over here in their lines. This is not a big one. This is not very useful for us because there's still going to be a lot of terrain that is going to be subject to zone of control by any of these guys here. And frankly, down here, there's not that much that we could encircle. So I don't think this is something that we need to be too concerned about. But it is a positive impact because also we are not seeing that many places where they have a full division over here. That being said, I think our objectives for this turn will be this over here. There is a gap, if you excuse the pun of the words here, there is a gap here at Fulda where they only have a single brigade, basically, of an infantry division, and nothing else. If we can kick these guys, we should be able to stream through here with a lot of our tanks right into their rear. Now we could try to loop around to the southeast, or to the northwest. I think we're going to go northwest. The terrain here is a little bit less good for us. There's going to be a little more rivers and so on, but I think it's easier to encircle these guys. So we're going to try to do a double pincer move, kind of classical. We're going to try to break through up here. It's going to be slightly tough because of the heavy woods, but basically come through here and come through here via Marburg, maybe join up around Fritzlar or Kassel, and basically cut off what I think is around 4 divisions, so that should be fine. We're also going to advance a little bit into the rear gaps here in the Netherlands, but that's not going to be that important. I would really like to take out this position here though. They don't have that many infantry units. I think if we attack them, that should be relatively easy. I mean, just look at what they've got. A couple of Panzer IVs, but not really much more. So, and if we do get this, then they can't transport anything via this rail line. So that should basically cut these guys off from supplies, or at least make it much more difficult for them. So I think that would be a fantastic thing. And basically our air setup is going to look to support these things. Basically it's looking a little bit like a messy thing, but if we do zoom in close enough, you can see it's basically, we're just mopping up here these various divisions that have been encircled already. And then we're going to try to achieve the breakthrough up over here, and very strongly up here. I think we've got about 800 planes that are going to strike here in the north. It's going to be difficult with the terrain there, but that's what it is. We've got the 8th Air Force. These guys are going to strike the rail lines over here, because I think this is going to be basically the German part of the line from next turn on, if we do make the encirclement here, and I would just like to prevent them from getting any reinforcements here, so that should be hopefully fine. We're also going to try to strike Nordhausen. This is one of the largest German factories that was put underground, so that's really interesting because they've got a large weapon factory there. And then we've got the 2nd bombing divisions. They're going to strike Blackhammer, and in the south we don't really have that much this time around. We don't actively pursue any goal here with the 15th because they just need to rest up a little bit, but that's going to be alright. Royal Air Force, these guys are actually doing something that I have overlooked for a couple of turns now, and that is there's a lot of weapon factories or launch site in Dunkirk, Calais, Boulogne and Cherbourg. And I kind of ignored these guys because basically, I mean, this is completely cut off from any German supplies. So realistically, they can't really launch V-weapons from here because they shouldn't have any. They're not getting them from Germany, but the mechanics of the game are a little bit flunky in that. That still is costing us a lot of victory points. We are gaining some victory points every turn, but a lot of them are going down due to the V-weapons, as you should be able to see over here. Yeah. So yeah, let's just try to get rid of them. That being said, let's execute our air directives here and see what is going to happen. Of course, we're going to expect to take some losses. One thing I should say is we didn't really look at that last turn, but if you remember well, we did actually try to strike one of their bases, which did have a couple of jet fighters, the Me-262, that were parked there, and it was somewhere in Bavaria, if I remember correctly. And I've had to look in between episodes, and we did actually destroy 45 of the German jet fighters there on the ground, which is, I think, just round about what they have at this point in the war, because we have been bombing the factories pretty hard. So basically, they only got a couple of units when they were introduced as reinforcements, but they cannot now reinforce these units. So, that being said, let's briefly look at the lost category over here. So, Bomber Command losing quite a couple of planes. Why, though? It must be just purely due to AA. You can see there's no interception here. Oh, there's one interception by a couple of planes. But that might actually be... Yeah, you basically bumped into a couple of bombers there. But yeah, it's not drastic. Yeah, on the other hand, we did destroy these V-weapon factories. So, that's good. No big losses over here. 8th Air Force, you guys were actually doing fine. Not that many losses here. 12 escort fighters, which is interesting. But yeah, you are shooting down a lot of Germans too. So that's nice to see. Yeah, whenever they do actually come out, we are basically wrecking them. Yeah. Fokker Wolves too, so that's good. And I don't expect that we're going to see... Oh, no. And I don't expect that we're going to see too many jet fighters. 9th Air Force, you guys are doing fine. Everyone is doing fine. Not a big loss here. Yeah, kind of high losses here on the 2nd Bombardment Force. That is to be expected. Oh yeah, you guys are coming in force. And we have got actually a lot of strikes here that were unescorted. So that's harsh. What is that? What have you got? Fokker Wolves. Me-262. So they have some left, but only 2. So it's not that drastic. But yeah, still, I mean, we're being unescorted here. Still, I do hope that at least we did destroy a lot of the synthetic fuel refineries here. Yeah, so we don't have to revisit it that soon. But certainly that is a couple of bad interceptions here for us. Can't be helped. So there's that. Right, let's get to the ground phase and see what we can do. Let's actually start out in Italy this time. I don't think there's that much that we can do. I'm not spotting any gaps here in the German lines. And the Germans actually have quite a lot of units that are based down here. I think they have about 50 divisions overall on the entire front line. And just about 20 of them, so 40% or so, are down here in Italy. Yeah, we do need to come in here though. Yeah, let's do it like that. Yeah, that's fine. We have some reserves. Nothing too exciting. It's a very slow dragging war there, but that should be okay. Right, I think we are going to start here by... We'll probably want to start by bobbing these guys down here, simply so that we know we can move to the north there, and that should be okay. Right, so which units have we got down here that could be used to bob these guys? Well, firstly, let's take you guys over here. No, let's take you over here. It's only 3 movement points, but that does prevent them from retreating into that direction, so that should be okay. And then we can do a deliberate attack here with these guys. Hopefully that should be enough to get them to surrender. No, they're actually holding out. Well, that is unfortunate. 200 casualties also on our side. But yeah, there's that. Okay, let's... Can you do another full attack? Yeah, you could. Okay, yeah, let's use the Brits here and do another deliberate attack here with 2 divisions. That should be enough, yeah. 10,000 Germans gone. Good for us. Now, over here, I think we... Ooh, these guys are strong. Yeah, the Fox Grenadiers are not that bad, actually. Okay, let's try to get both of you here. Let's do a hasty attack, because we can't really do anything else. These guys are strong. Right, we still have a full division that could be used to help out here. How about anything over here? Well, we've got the Para Brigade, but it's only a brigade. Let's use the tanks too, maybe. And then let's do a deliberate attack here with all of you. Yeah, okay, this time they're surrendering. Barely, though, barely. And we did take a couple of casualties here. Still 20,000 Germans gone, so that's nice. That is 2 divisions. Let's keep going down here. So, again, I think it would be sensible to try to capture a couple of these areas here before anything else, so that they don't have any ability to retreat here. Okay, let's move you over here, and then what we can do is do a deliberate attack here with you guys. That should be enough. Shouldn't it? Yeah. That's 15,000 Germans gone. 92 tanks, 250 guns. That's great. That's a good success here. Right, and I think what we're going to do here is we're going to just withdraw actually a little bit, simply so that we have the ability to bob these guys without chasing them all over the place, basically. Right, yeah, I think that's okay. Let's start out here in the north. Yeah, maybe with an attack by you. That should actually get you back to there. That's okay, though. And then you guys do a deliberate attack on these guys. And that's another 10,000 Germans gone. 60 tanks. Good, good, good. Right, up over here. I think we're going to start on this side. Let's actually use 2 of you. Yeah, there we go. Surrendering. 7,000 guys gone. And then all of you. It's a little bit on the low side, but we might try. No. Okay, that was a mistake. Right, let's move you in here then. And let's try to do that another time with these faster units. Okay, there we go. 15,000 Germans gone. Like it. Really, really do. Right, down here, well, I think we're going to start by... Now, this is light woods. This is clear terrain. So I think we're going to start by an attack here on the northern side. Ooh, you're holding out, but you lost basically all of your fortifications. So I think we can try to do another hasty attack here, just with 1 unit. And that should be enough to get you to withdraw, which it is, so that's fine. And then you guys do a deliberate attack here. And that is basically getting rid of all of them. So very, very lovely to see on this side down here. So how many Germans have we just killed? So overall that's 73,000 Germans surrendering. Lovely. I like it. Okay. Now let's get to the next phase over here. Now I do want to move up some infantry, simply because the infantry here, of course, would be really great to attack with them. Okay, let's do a deliberate attack here. Hope to kick these guys really far back. Yeah, that's nice. Well, it's not really far, but far enough. It's just headquarter units. We've got another infantry division here. Let's move you into here and then do deliberate attack against these guys. Now you are routed. That's lovely to see. Because now really we can go ahead and stream through this gap with whatever forces that we've got. Right, interesting that you would take this route instead of just going there. Is there so much combat delay on this hex? There is. We could go to Fulda, we could go to Fritzlar. You know what, let's start by going here. That's actually dispersing a couple of these units too, which is certainly nice to see. Good, you guys are all making it kind of far, which is good. Let's get you over there, try to reduce your ability there. Let's move you into here. That does mean we've now got these tanks who can move up further. Don't think we need to attack them over there, so that's going to be okay. Yeah, so let's actually move up towards here. Marburg. Oh yeah, we did capture this there. That's nice. Good. Okay, I suppose we want to move into here too. Yeah. You guys are all fine, and then we've got these tanks here, which can actually go very far. You could go to Erfurt, you could even go all the way to Nordhausen. It would be nice if we could break a couple of north-south rail routes, but let's actually look at the northern pincer movement here first. Because I think you guys definitely want to try to overwhelm them. Getting them to retreat, I would have hoped that we could kick you back a little bit more strongly there. But that just doesn't seem possible. Ooh, Jesus, the terrain here is really bad. Combat delays only 1. But I think we actually have to try to get rid of all of them here. Okay, let's try to do an attack here on this position. Should be strong enough. Yeah, we are getting them to retreat. Lovely. That does mean you guys can move up. Attack on these guys. Ooh, yeah. Just good. No, not just good enough. Well worth it. Okay, good. Do move up here. You can attack, so that's good. Do we want to try to attack immediately, or do we want to try to get some more reinforcements? I think we're going to play it a little bit safer here and kick you back. That's good. Nice, and that should allow us to connect up everything, shouldn't it? We don't have that much infantry over here that is acting as a reserve, though. Well, you guys can make it surprisingly far, actually, but let's get you over here. You guys can make it over there. Pity that we can't move into this hex. But then the Canadians can join up these two groups here. That, I think, is fine. You guys could try to improve defenses somewhere. Let's get you over here, actually, and then the British can basically get into here. Now, this entire line is not very well defended, but I think that's good enough. And we do have the forces to get in a little bit and reduce their exposure next time. Okay. So that's great. Anything else that we could do in the north? No, we don't have any fast moving units. No units down here. A couple of units here and there, but basically we also need to be guarding this flank. So basically, let's get you over here. That's okay. We don't need to access Fulda itself. We need to bring up more infantry here to shore up the defenses and actually be able to take away some of these tanks. But that is going to be slightly difficult. Let's advance a couple of you guys here at least into positions. I mean, you are all okay, right? We've got the Brazilians here. That's a decent line here. Right. Could try to encircle just a little bit more here. What city is this? Ulm. I don't think there's a lot of industry in Ulm that we want to capture, is there? No, not really. Leipheim, not really too. Schweighofen. Augsburg might be. Might be interesting. Ingolstadt. Yeah, but I don't think we want to do that down here. Now, up here, what have we got up here? Right, you guys can advance all the way over here. Let's do that. Let's get you here. So that's basically already pushing out our perimeter a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. More infantry. Move the infantry up. Yeah, okay, we can sort of build a decent line over here. Let's get the Indians into the city of Nuremberg. Yeah, but over here the northern sector seems to be a little bit open, which I'm not that comfortable with. Let's get you into Schweinfurt. Have you come down here? Yeah, I think we need to probably guard some of these positions here with slightly stronger units than I would really ideally like to see. I mean, some small gaps here and there are fine, but not much more than that. Okay, that's okay. So that does leave us some tanks here. And sorry for the slight delay here, but I do need to find out just how much units we have got that can move up and just push forward. Because otherwise we are going to be slightly screwed. Right, let's actually get you... Well, I would like to get also towards Hersfeld a little bit. At least Fulda should be captured. We're slightly overexposed here. Now we could try to encircle you some way over here. That might not be a bad idea. I want to really push up into this area here because, I mean, what do we have here in terms of industry? Eisenach, just a little bit of vehicles, some heavy industry, that's interesting. Hersfeld, manpower. Erfurt, heavy industry, manpower, Focke-Wulf yards, Bf-109s. It's not that important. Kassel, on the other hand, is kind of important because the King Tigers and the Focke-Wulfs. Mostly the King Tigers, really. Although there is a division there which is not going to be able to be controlled this way. Yeah, I mean, the Poles could advance. Let's advance slightly at least. But we do need to be mindful that we're not overextending. We've also cut the rail line, which I do think is an important success. Yeah, but with so little forces to be spared, yeah, it's difficult to do encirclements and basically get rid of units in your rear in the same turn. That being said, you guys could at least make it over here somewhere. Okay, maybe over here. Then you guys can further advance, can't you? Now, do we want to capture Eisenach? Maybe. We could also try to loop around and try to get towards Kassel itself. There's not that much point doing this. Oh, we've also got these guys. Yeah, you know, you guys can make it to Kassel. So that does almost mean it's slightly risky, but I don't think they have the potential to do a proper counterattack. It's also cutting a lot of rail lines over here in the north. Basically, they can only run via Hanover now. This is tempting. This is truly tempting. I mean, what else can we do, though? Can we bring anyone down here? Well, we've got another tank division here, right? So, yeah, let's bring you forward, at least. Can we close this little gap here? We've got these guys. They're not crucial where they are. Okay, that's looking nice. Okay, anyone else over here? You can't really move far. You can move a little bit, but not that far. You're basically no. You can move over here, and that does free up this tank division, which we are going to move into Bad Hersfeld. Okay, that's not looking too bad, is it? Right, you can move over there, but let's actually move you into this position, because then these guys can move up. And, for example, get over here, and then the Czechs can go even further. That's over there. And then the Americans. Unfortunately, yes. Nice, okay. Good. Okay, so we've... I don't even know how to call that. It's not even a double encirclement anymore. It's a weird triple... It's a weird encirclement. So, what have we got over here? This is about 4 divisions, I know that. This is the 5th one, and then we've got nearly a 6th division over here, which is great. And we've got the city of Kassel, which is pretty much where all of the King Tiger factories were. So that is additionally very nice and fantastic. Good. I like it. I like it a lot. Right. Let's see what we can do over here in the Netherlands. So firstly, you're going to get over here. You guys can then advance further on towards Rotterdam, even though you're not making it into Rotterdam right now. But you're sort of nicely isolating these infantry divisions down there. Good. You guys can get over there. You guys go here. And then you guys can cross the Rhine, I guess. Into there. So, threatening on Utrecht. So, that's great. Good. No further advances down here. Pretty much the only one that I'm thinking about is potentially getting into this position there. But that seems to be a little bit too tough, doesn't it? How about you guys? I would also like to just try to get on the other side of the river to slowly push this out. The river itself is a great defensive line for us, but that's also true for the enemy. Everything down here is fine. Next time we will be able to bop these guys. We will definitely be able to bop that. There's no large armoured reserve anywhere north of Schwäbisch Hall, but south of it we do have a couple of units here that can potentially do certain things. For example, get into their rear here at least a little bit. And it's probably not going to be the best attack, but we can at least do a small encirclement down here, I feel. For example, if we got rid of these guys, we wouldn't really we wouldn't really have a good attack plan here. Can we do anything? What have we got over here? Well, some of you guys really do need to rest up a little bit. I think 65%, Jesus. Yeah, I think some of you guys will need to repair a little bit. How about you guys? 62. Yeah, we do need to rest up a little bit. How are we looking in terms of depots? Now we've got one in Stuttgart, which I think we've just built up this turn, so that's going to receive supplies next turn, which is good. Ludwigshafen, pretty minimal for now, and then Frankfurt, 30,000. That's good, looking good. Cologne, 55,000. Nice. Essen, 25,000. And Antwerp, around 50,000. You're actually storing up supplies in Antwerp. That's great to see. But yeah, you can see some of our lines here are taxed incredibly hard. Right, that being said, I think this is a good place to put in a cut. So of course I'm going to move up all of the infantry. I'm going to build up more rail lines and do all of that stuff. But yeah, that's not really that exciting. Ooh, look at that. You guys can advance really far. Well, that's lovely. Good. Nevertheless, good place to put in a cut. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Do leave a like and all of that, and I'll see you around next time. Bye-bye.